Okay, everyone, I had something that I wanted to share with you. I saw this today and I have to share this with you. So, the United Nations changed the front page, and I'll put up the picture so that you can see. And the top of it says United Nations, and then underneath it says New World Order. I want to read for you this what's on here. It's from UNNWO.org, United Nations World Order.org. I guess that's what it stands for. And it pops up with about. And it says the United Nations New World Order Project is a global high-level initiative founded in 2008 and led by Jamie Ilian and Daba Mandela to advance a new economic paradigm and the New World Order for humankind, which achieves the UN's global goals for sustainable development by 2030, and the happiness, well-being, and freedom of all life on Earth by 2050. And then when you get on here, the picture of it says, let's take our planet back. From what? Let's take our planet back from what? You kind of ask yourself. Okay. And then, excuse me. And then it has different organizations that are on here. One of them is Happytalism. And if you click on each of these, it comes up with its own little thing and it tells you. Okay, Happytalism is a new economic system, socio-political philosophy, and human development paradigm which places the primary of happiness, well-being, and freedom at the center of human development and all life. Happytalism, defining a new economic... Okay, we read that. And then it has a place where you can sign up. Has the two different people. Then there's UNIDOH. Okay, it says funded in 2012, the United Nations International Day of Happiness recognizes happiness as a fundamental human right and goal. Hang on, I clicked. Let's see here. I clicked too far. Let's see here. Okay, let's just go back. It says, happiness for all together. Let's unite and win the fight against COVID-19 by following this year's 10 steps to global happiness for 2020, International Day of Happiness. Announcing the 2020 International Day of Happiness official campaign theme, Happiness for All Together. Step 1 is let's stick together. Step 1 is to stick together. We're all in this together, and we'll get through this together. Global unity, collective action, and joint response to the COVID-19 coronavirus are the key to winning the fight against the global pandemic and threat to humanity. Step 2, follow the WHO advice. Step 2 is to follow the World Health Organization's advice and guidance. Wash your hands, physical distance, stay at home, avoid large crowds, and let's work together to flatten the curve. Step 3, virtually attend a World Happiness event. Okay. Yeah, it looks like yoga type stuff. Step 4, stay social. Happiness is contagious. Step 4 is to stay social online and do what makes you happy. Spread joy around the world on social media while fighting to end COVID-19. Funny videos that make people laugh while educating and ending the virus are great for step 4. Staying social online is also key to maintaining positive mental health and state of mind while reducing anxiety and stress. Yeah, right. I'm not even going to show you what's on here. Okay. Step 5, be kind, share, and say thank you. Like we're kids, right? I mean, goodness gracious, you have to treat us like kids. Step 5 is to be kind to others, share with those in need, and say thank you. Check on your friends and neighbors and even on strangers. Share your food, share supplies and medicine, and other resources with those in need. Say thank you to the healthcare, to the food and delivery drivers, teachers, and other workers. Stay active and be mindful. Exercise every day, meditate, practice mindfulness and yoga. Staying active and mindful is a great way to spend time at home while reducing anxiety and stress and boost your immune system. Step 7. Be optimistic, positive, and resilient during these challenging times. We will get through this together and we will win the fight against the global pandemic together. Optimism, positivity, and resilience will be essential to our success in destroying the COVID-19 disease and the global outbreak. Stay informed about facts and news regarding this COVID-19 outbreak and avoid myths. World Health Organization website has great information on how to prevent contagion, stop the disease, and avoid the myths. Interesting. Step 9 is to enjoy nature. Step 10, adopt happitalism. Step 10 is to think about the steps we can take to implement systematic change so this never happens again. Wonder what they're going to do. Happitalism is just one of the several models which respond to the United Nations 2012 call for the new economic paradigm by taking a holistic approach to economic development and all life and preventing sudden crises such as a global disease pandemic. Think about systemic change we can make so this never happens again. Pledge to create more happiness in the world. That's interesting. Okay, then you have another one. It says UN Global Goals. Oh, yeah, this is quite interesting. It's got a rainbow on it. I wonder what the rainbow means, guys. I'm being sarcastic, of course, but in 2015, world leaders agreed to 17 global goals, officially known as the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDG. The goals have the power to create a better world by 2030 by ending poverty, fighting inequality, and addressing the urgency of climate change. Guided by the goals, it is now up to all of us, governments, businesses, civil society, and the general public to work together to build a better future for everyone. Yeah. What's happening in 2020? It's crunch time. Progress has been made, but nowhere near enough to achieve the global goals. We need everyone to come together and make this super year of action for people and for our planet. See some of them below and find more in the news and action sections. It's got a rainbow, #Stronger Okay, increased support for global solidarity as people unite around the world for a day of action. New UN research shows a surge in support for strengthened solidarity across the world. The research is published as hundreds of civil society and community organizations. Okay, let's see what this says. Come together for Global Day of Solidarity, a call for greater global cooperation in the fight against COVID-19, and share the act of kindness and mutual support springing up all over the world. In research produced as part of the UN 75 initiative, the option of strengthening solidarity between people and nations ranked second when survey respondents were asked what 3 things should the international community prioritize to recover better from this pandemic. Only universal access to health care ranked higher. The majority, 60% of respondents indicated that they are now in favor of more cooperation. Here we go. The majority, 60% of respondents indicated that they are now in favor of more cooperation between countries in light of the COVID-19, while only 9% indicated they are now favor less cooperation. So there's more people that want the world global to come together. A film produced for the Day of Action brings to life what solidarity means, highlighting examples of people coming together to tackle this crisis across the world. On the day, civil society organizations will take action using color as a uniting theme. This will range from grassroots organizations sending messages of solidarity, children creating paper chains, and a social media campaign using hashtag Stronger Together with a rainbow. There are a range of actions people can take, from signing a call to leaders to deliver a collective plan for the future, donating to the COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund, and nominating a hero for Solidarity in Action Award. The day focuses both on the intermediate action needed to confront COVID-19, but the need for leaders to work together to build back better. Okay. This gentleman, he said, while there are preliminary findings, we are clearly seeing increased support for solidarity between people and countries, ranking highly in our survey. And rightly so. We cannot get through this crisis without working together and without putting the needs of most vulnerable front and center. So I welcome the Global Day of Solidarity that is taking place today. Civil society has a crucial role to play in both the response and the recovery. Now, more than ever, we have to work in partnership as a global community. Then there's a woman. Secretary General of Action Aid International said, today we are glad to be working in partnership with many community organizations around the world. The world faces immense challenges, and this pandemic has further exacerbated inequalities, but there are also incredible acts of solidarity and community action taking place across the world. We are sending a message to leaders that they must support and enable community voices to be heard and not excluded from decision making at this critical time. This crisis is not an equalizer. It hits the poorest and the most vulnerable hardest, so we plan ahead for the recovery. Support must be targeted to those who have been hit the hardest. Okay. Here's a good one. President CEO of Women Deliver said, as the COVID-19 crisis intensifies around the world, it is clear that if we truly want to achieve the global goals and deliver health, well-being, and dignity for all, girls, women, and gender equality must be front and center in global and national response and recovery. Women are on the front line of the COVID crisis, and we are hashtag stronger together when their unique needs are addressed and their expertise and leadership are leveraged. We've created, let's see here. Oh my goodness. All right. So it basically shows, here's a good one. Historic Alliance of 2020. Campaigners unite to issue an open letter demanding world leaders tackle the emergency facing people and the planet. But I just realized that these are like little blogs that are on different dates. So anyways, so that's the global goals. Okay. United Nations New World Order. So I'm going to leave the link down below so that you can kind of go through here and look through here and kind of read it. I just basically read everything for you. But if you want to look back and look at the blogs and stuff, you can. But this is interesting how they changed from United Nations. We are used to them saying United Nations, not United Nations New World Order. So we can see things are happening under everybody's nose, and they're using this crisis for their benefit and for their gain. And this is what they're using to bring in the global elites to try to bring the world together. They're using this crisis to bring about the beast and kind of usher him in without anybody knowing, without anybody really paying attention. He's going to come in. He's going to be the one that's the strong leader of the whole gang, telling everybody how we can come together and join together as one, link arms with one another, and we'll get through this, right? We can see where this is going, and I pray that you can see where this is going. I knew that this crisis was the end of all. This was the end all be all. I mean, this is the last curtain call, and God was going to be using this crisis to bring people to him, but he's also using this crisis to bring about the rapture and bring about the tribulation. And people are more eager to listen now that they see this stuff going on. They're more willing and prepared to listen to the events into the Bible and to the gospel because of what's going on. They see what's going on around the world, and they're putting two and two together, what's going on. And nobody is without hope, regardless of who they are. If they still have breath in their lungs, there's still hope for them. So, whether they be a movie star or whatever, you can't say that person is damned to hell when there's still breath in their lungs. While they're still breathing, there's still hope. And that goes for anybody. So all we need to do as believers is to share the gospel, put it out there, share it with them how they can be saved and how they can receive salvation, because you never know how it's going to touch somebody and how the Holy Spirit is going to work. It's just our job to plant the seeds. And, somebody has been planting seeds throughout, I'll use the rock again. Somebody planted the seed in his life because he's realizing that what the Christians have been saying is true. And he's starting to come, to a knowledge. He's starting to see it. Now, I'm not saying that he's a Christian. I'm not saying that he is coming to Jesus or that he has come, but he's starting to recognize that what the Christians have been saying all along is actually happening. He's starting to see the prophecy that the Christians have been saying for all along is happening. So, and that's just him. I was just using him as an example. Like I said, as long as there's breath in their lungs, there's still hope. And that means that we have to occupy and redeem until Christ comes. And that means that our job is not finished until we are called home. And that means that until that time, until he calls us home, we are to share the gospel. We are to share the saving faith and saving knowledge of Jesus Christ. And it is our job to plant the seeds and his job to water with his living water to whomever he chooses. But you have no idea what seed is planted, even if, God forbid, they get left behind. That seed is planted so they will realize after we're gone, it was true. And we don't know, maybe they will come to faith after the fact. But, now's the time to gear up and to armor up and to pray for people and to really pray for the lost, because our job is more important now than ever before. And, it's most important to continue speaking the truth boldly like a lion, because there are a lot of people that are talking false teachings and sharing, things that are scaring people and are not going to save people and are going to lead people astray and going to, not bring people into the truth. And we need to be bold. We need to step up and we need to say, this is what's happening. Don't back down and, continue talking about prophecy. Continue to say that Jesus is coming. Continue to say this is what's happening, and curtains closing, and you better get on. You better get right, or you're gonna get left. So I wanted to read that for you guys. I'll leave you the link down below so that you can kind of check it out on your own. I'll put the picture that I took from the website up so you can see it. And with that, guys, I will talk to you later.